So right here I've got pretty much all the ingredients you're going to need. First of all, on the front, I've got some soy sauce. Just buy the generic no-name soy sauce. Don't go out and buy Kikkoman or anything like that. You want what I call American style soy sauce, which is basically salt plus water and a bit of coloring. The Japanese or the traditional style soy sauce is actually a fermented fish sauce, and it's got a lot of really unique flavor to it, but it's not what you want for making beef jerky. It also doesn't quite have the same salt content. This stuff here is like 890 milligrams per serving, so it's got a lot of salt in there. So much so that you won't need to add any salt to your marinade. Next, I've got a bottle of liquid smoke here. This is the Woodland brand. It's a hickory flavored smoke. I usually don't even use this. I'm not big on the smoky flavor. I think that's more of a southern type thing. Down in the States, you seem to, everything comes as a smoky flavor, but up here in Canada, we're not as big on the smoky flavor. But this is actually the first time I've ever seen it in the store, so I bought it. It was about $5 for the bottle. Gonna try it out, see what I think of it. I'm always changing my recipe, always trying new flavors, so why not try a more traditional style beef jerky? I've also got some black pepper here. I sprinkle that on top. You want to use a fresh ground black pepper. It's got way more flavor than the stuff you buy pre-ground. Right here I've got some garlic salt. I like a bit of a garlic flavor to mine. You don't really need that, but it's entirely up to you. I'll move this stuff out of the way, and you'll see back there I've got a big bag of dark brown sugar. You could use the light brown sugar. I don't really know what the difference is, but everyone always says use the dark brown. So that's what I use. I've also got some fast fry sirloin steaks here. As you see, they're $1.65 for this pack. They're all about the same price. There's probably, I'd say, 7 or 8 pieces of meat in each one. So about 7 pieces of jerky for, by the time you factor in the price of liquid smoke and all that, you're maybe looking at $2 for all that. So one piece that size at a deli near here would be about $5. So I'm saving a ton by making it myself. Now, as far as what cut of meat you can use, like I said, this is sirloin tip. You don't have to use that high quality of a meat. You can use pretty much any kind of roast. Just ask them to cut it nice and thin. Have them put it on their meat slicer and put it to setting number 4. Or you can cut it by hand. A lot of people will do that. You can even cut the little strips if you want. Nice big thick strips. It's just going to take a little longer to dry out. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. Like I said, everything's based on your taste, so make it the way you like it and play around with the recipe. Have a bit of fun with it. You don't want it to be the same every time. I've done something entirely different every batch, so who knows what I'll come up with this time. Okay, so here's the jerky in the marinade. It's going to go in the fridge now for about 2 hours. Now I apologize, I didn't involve you with the actual making of the marinade. There's no science to it. I just mixed all the ingredients together, kind of went by taste. It wasn't a matter of, a cup of this, 2 tablespoons of that. Really, I just eyeball it, so it's a little bit different every time. And all that beef went in there in the marinade, and it's going to sit in here, like I said, for 2 hours. It can go a little bit longer, but you don't want to go too much longer, or it's just going to be too overpowering. Okay, so I've got my beef jerky here. It's all nice and marinated. I drained off most of the marinade. It's been soaking a bit longer than 2 hours, but not much longer, so I'm not too worried. Now, basically what I'm going to do is just going to lie them out on these trays. Try and leave lots of airspace if I can. They're just going to dry a whole lot better if you do that. Now if you have some paper towels, this is a good time to speed up the drying process a little. And what you're going to do is take your paper towel, and you're just going to pat them down, and that's going to get rid of a lot of that liquid that's sitting on it, and it's going to allow it to dry a whole lot faster. And obviously I don't have any paper towels here, or else I'd be doing that. So just pretend like I do. Now, as I mentioned before, a little bit of black pepper on top of these. It's going to taste great. So I've got some nice fresh black pepper here. I'm just going to sprinkle it on, not too thick, but I do like a good peppery flavor, so I get some pretty decent coverage. Well, now that I've got these all stacked up and ready to go, I'm just going to put that on top of here. I'm going to clean up my mess of pepper here. And make sure you do it over the counter like this and not over the dehydrator itself. So there we have it. All the beef jerky is sitting in the dehydrator. It's currently about 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to let this run overnight. And when I'm up about 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to turn this off and see how that looks. See you in the morning. So here we are 8 hours later. The beef jerky is all nice and shriveled up. If you look closely, especially on the bottom, you will see it's a bit shiny. And the reason for that is actually all the brown sugar. It doesn't dehydrate too well. It almost becomes a molasses. So don't worry about that, it's still good. Now at this point, you've got a few options. You could snack on something like this, but really you should put it in the oven at about 160 Fahrenheit. Just let it cook for a few hours. Not a few hours, why did I say a few hours? If you'd like to see more of my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.